My name is Sylvia Robinson, Director of the Emergence Community Arts Collective, a cultural arts and community space at 733 Euclid Street, Northwest in Washington, D.C. This is a documentary of the Summer Heritage Project, conducted during the summer of 2008 by the ECAC with funding primarily by the Humanities Council of Washington, D.C. This project is an outgrowth of the work on the Georgia Avenue Pleasant Plains Heritage Trail, conducted from September 2007 through June 2008. The ECAC, working in partnership with Cultural Tourism DC and 84 community members, researched the history of Georgia Avenue from the Shaw to the Petworth metro stations. Our efforts resulted in the documentation of over 50 sites of historical interest and a dozen interviews of elder residents and business owners. The Heritage Trail is still another year in the making, but we felt it was important to begin sharing this information with the community, especially the young people who walk by history every day and don't recognize it. The Summer Heritage Project is an effort to connect children ages 5 to 12 with the history of their community in ways that they can understand. In this pilot program, children in area summer programs were invited to the ECAC for a half-day program where they heard and saw the historical points in Pleasant Plains, reviewed the material in a game of Jeopardy!, then participated in a group art project where they drew their versions of the points on a larger-than-life map of Georgia Avenue. The children's voices you will hear were participants in one of 7 sessions held from July 14th through August 4th, with children from summer programs at Martha's Table, Garrison Elementary School, Mommy's TLC, and Banneker Recreation Center.
It looks like we have a group of great artistic people here. Before we get to the artistic part, we're going to do a little academic piece that's going to have pictures, and so we're going to try and make it as fun as possible. We're going to be talking about Washington, D.C., and this area that we're in is called Pleasant Plains. How many of you say that with me? Pleasant Plains.
He was the 16th president.
He was the 16th president.
He made a book. He named it Abraham.
Abraham Lincoln. How many know President Abraham Lincoln? Okay. President Lincoln used to come to what is called Pleasant Plains and the suburbs to escape the heat. And he would ride his horse up Georgia Avenue. And he was on his way to the soldiers' home. This is the route he would take up Georgia Avenue on his horse. And he was coming up Georgia Avenue because he was going to go to the soldiers' home. And at the soldiers' home, he wrote a document called the Emancipation Proclamation. The Civil War ended, people were looking for shelter, and there was a migration. People were now free, and they were free to move. And they left the plantations where they had not been able to leave. Now they were able to go where they wanted to go. They came and they established what was called Howard Town. How many can say that? Howard Town. All right. Now Howard Town was in the area around 5th and W. Once we get over to your map over there, we'll be able to show you where that is. One of the organizations or agencies was the Freedmen's Bureau. The Freedmen's Bureau was established to help all these free people become into society and help them adjust. They also needed a hospital. And so this is Freedmen's Hospital.
They named the school after, they named the hospital after a school. It's named Howard.
General Oliver Otis Howard established Howard University, and he was the leader of the Freedmen's Bureau. He had fought in the Civil War, okay, and he wanted to help the newly freed people. Yes, you first go.
Was he a president?
No, he was not a president.
Was he a mayor?
No, he wasn't a mayor. He was a leader in the army.
Which one is his house, the brown one or the white one? White.
The white one right there. That's his house.
I know his house.
Yes, it's right across the street, because across the street is what? Howard University.
When was Howard University founded?
1867, after the Civil War, for the higher education of black people.
This person helped establish the Red Cross.
Dr. Charles Drew.
Dr. Charles Drew.
Can anybody tell me what the name of the home was that we are sitting in today, what it used to be. What's your name? Naisha? Naisha.
Children and women.
It was a women's and children's home, but there was a woman who started that women and children's home when it moved here. Her name was Marie Merriweather. Marie Merriweather, yes.
I see that place.
You seen this place?
Me too.
Yeah?
Me too. I live like right beside because I just go down and like get that.
Yeah.
There's ducks there now. The last children's lost it. It takes all the dirty water there.
The McMillan Reservoir. Okay. Tell me when they completed building the McMillan Reservoir.
Completed in 1902.
1902, that's right.
And if there was a fire, what do you mean if there's a fire? Engine company number 24 was on Georgia Avenue, and they would come and rescue people if there was a fire.
This was another thing that they sold on Georgia Avenue. Yes, sir.
Cows.
Cows, yeah. How long ago was Cowtown around?
It existed over 100 years ago.
Mm-hmm. And where was it?
Located above Florida Avenue.
Now, why did they call it Cowtown?
It was called Cowtown because cows were bought and sold there.
When you walk through the neighborhood, Pleasant Plains, what could one person smell? Bree.
Bread.
Where was the Wonder Bread factory located?
S Street Northwest and 7th Street Northwest.
Okay, what about churches?
Well, that's very important.
A lot of people went to the Church of God because their founder, the elder Mashore, helped feed people, built houses for them, and even built amusement parks.
It like Malcolm X.
He looks a little like Malcolm X.
Then there were other places where students around here and other people would eat. One was Dee's Deli. I used to go to Dee's Deli in the 60s when I came here. The students used to eat there.
Okay, this place was a place where students could eat fish, shrimp, Jesse.
Morgan Seafood.
Where would you go if you wanted to get a haircut?
The barber.
Beauty salon, where women would go, and the Cardozo sisters were very important to this community.
Ain't that a school?
That is
And I
correct.
live right beside it.
Right, Cardozo School is a long-time school here in the area. The sisters established a beauty salon where women went and had conversation, had their hair done, and nails done, and all of that. Look at that. Cortez Peter was the fastest typist in the world.
I know who could beat it.
Who could beat it?
Mr. Pantini.
Now tell me when the first giant food opened.
Opened in February of 1936 in near Park Road and Georgia.
The Park Road and Georgia Avenue, that's right.
But a lot of people, important entertainers, came to the Howard Theater.
Like Duke Ellington played at the Lincoln Theater.
And during this time, Washington was segregated. So a lot of them stayed at the Howard Theater. They couldn't go downtown and stay in hotels, so they stayed on U Street or Florida Avenue, which changes to U Street. Dunbar Theater was very important as well.
Dunbar is a school.
It's now a school, yes. And it was a school back then, too. The Dunbar School was very famous. The Dunbar Theater was famous as well.
Hey, I see that every day.
How many of you guys like to play baseball?
I know.
No?
I hurt my arm.
Oh.
I do. Griffith Stadium stood from 1911 to 1965 at the corner of Georgia Avenue and W Street Northwest.
Mm-hmm. And who was it named after?
It was named for the Washington Senators owner Clark Griffith in 1920.
So when it became too hot to watch a game, another thing like they used to do is go swimming. And they used to go swimming at this place called the Recreation Center. How many people have seen that place? Okay.
seen it.
Yeah? Where is it?
In the familiar.
Does anyone know the word entrepreneur?
No. Yeah, I heard it before, but I don't know what it is.
Entrepreneur is someone who is a business person who starts a business for the benefit of himself and for herself
Is
and
it
for
a
others.
millionaire?
Hopefully they want to become millionaires because you start a business to make money and to serve the people. Ed Murphy was an entrepreneur. He started this club in this part of the city for everyone, but for people of color with somewhere to go. It was very, very important and very popular, and people would meet here and have parties and eat, and it was very important for our community.
Grandpa lived down there by McDonald's bookstore where Howard go get their books.
The Howard Inn now is Howard University's bookstore. And it's a traffic upstairs. And there's a Starbucks there. Okay. And it used to be the Howard Inn. And I'm old enough to remember when it was the Howard Inn. We used to go there for homecoming. I'm old enough. I'm not 100, but I'm old enough.
So there were some like really cool people that lived in Pleasant Plains that just shook society. They shook people so that they got up and did something. So what happened in 1919, people came, all these soldiers came back with their uniforms and they're really proud to represent their country. They were like saluting the flag and all that stuff. And whites that were really upset for all the progress they were making decided to put them down because these soldiers were shaking society once again, just like General Howard was shaking society.
Has anyone heard of Martin Luther King?
Yes. We try to let people be free, and he was marching down the street. He made a speech about letting West for freedom, and then he used water to burn black people's skin and all that.
Yeah. Martin Luther King was what? He was a civil rights activist. In the year 1968, what happened to him?
He died.
Did he die in his sleep?
No.
Someone killed him, right? So he was assassinated. And so you think that felt good in the black community? No.
The white man said Martin Luther King had a shining shield. Everybody stopped mad and they burned down the whole 14th Street.
Stokely Carmichael. Anyone ever heard the name of Stokely Carmichael?
Yeah.
He was very active in the civil rights movement. He later changed his name to Kwame Ture.
Was he the greatest math teacher or something, or the greatest?
No, that was Bob Moses. I knew you. Oh, it's surprised you know that. Bob Moses was the math teacher who was involved in the civil rights movement. The Stokely Carmichael is credited with saying Black Power. When we wanted to educate ourselves, and when we became involved in the civil rights movement, we went to bookstores to find information that would help us know about our history.
And read about books that, like Martin Luther King history.
Very good. And Pyramid Books had all of those books there. It's important for us to talk about history because I can't take you to Pyramid Bookstores anymore because it's not here. But it's important for you to know that it was here. Yes, ma'am?
Wasn't it torn down?
The building is still there.
But it's not a bookstore anymore.
It's not a bookstore anymore, no.
Think about the heart that you have in your hand, okay? Think about what you have in your hand. And in that space, in your space, I want you to put something that's going to help you and us remember something about that space. I would like someone to come up here and talk about why they decorated their area the way that they did.
I thought, my part was about Church of God, and here, here are the the cross, and here is the person speaking, and here is a church, and here is the seats, and I chose it because since it's a church, and I go to church, so I know how church looks. The Anchor Recreation Center. This is the swimming pool with cousins on the side, and this is the girl with her bathing suit better go in the pool. Caribbean Festival. Yes. And this is where people meet and different cultures have different bands. First giant food. This is the girl toys and bikes for girls and the dolls.
So is it Toy Story after that?
And this is the computers. These are the elevators. And this is the pool. And
what does this say?
Thanks for coming to Giant.
This is Howard's Theater. People go there to watch movies. And it was built 1910.
So Calvin, what did you draw there?
A baseball field.
A baseball field, okay. So, and what do you have in your hand?
A baseball head. I drew Howard University, and there's lots of feathers and stars.
There's a lot of stars that go to Howard University, right?
A barber shop.
You drew a barbershop, okay.
With a bird on top of it. A door right there, like 2 doors in front, and people walking inside in a man skydiving.
And why is this? And Eon, why are the people going inside the building? What do they need for that day?
To get their hair cut.
Now tell us about the Meriwether home and what you do and what it represents.
Here is this sign. And here's what the building is. And this is the house that has hearts on it. Great. And this
Very
is the sign.
nice.
Okay, what goes on in your house, in the Meriwether house?
Well, I have books to read, I have a TV to watch, and I read to children. My picture is Jennifer's Howard house. My picture is at the Griffith Stadium. Ladies and gentlemen, this news is bad. This fireman, he burned this tree.
Okay, now what did it have to do with the reservoir? Talk about the reservoir.
He's gonna put water on it to stop the fire.
Okay.
What do we have here, Jalen Rowe?
A fire station.
A fire station. Okay. Is that a fire station with 2 engines in it?
Yep.
All right.
And 2 more engines in the back. I draw the building of Dunbar because he was a poet, and I drew the little lines because poets like drawing and stuff. So that's why I drew the lines.
Oh, so it's an artistic building for artistic people, huh? Tell me what you drew here.
A cow.
A cow. And why do we draw a cow here?
It's called Cowtown.
And why was it called Cowtown?
Because there's a whole bunch of cows.
And what do they do with the cows?
They feed them a lot so they can sell them.
So we have a cow here in Cowtown. Now, there's probably a whole bunch more than that, right? So if you have more time, you'd probably draw a few more cows,
Sneaking
right?
out.
Oh, one got out. Oh, my goodness. So that's a cow that escaped.
Was that a lot of fun? Yeah! We had fun.